5 challenging rivers on both sides of the Southern Alps in 3 days, from the Grey on the west coast to the Waimakariri on the east coast. Plus the country's top sprint boats doing their thing, added to a feast of jet boating for the mainlanders yesterday. New Zealand champ Greg Tullett is the series leader in the sprint, while Ken McDonald was the top contender in the Across New Zealand Marathon. Here's Rob Cope-Williams.
By the time the boats hit the west coast rivers, they'd already conquered the Waimakariri and Waiar in Canterbury. Brian Scott was chasing Ken McDonald hard. Tony Briers. And he was followed by Rob Pooley. But the action wasn't restricted to the front runners. The principle of jet boating is to get the craft on the plane and then keep it there. Well, that's the principle. And of course, for an event such as this, the organisers pick the cream of rescue crews who can be relied on to keep their feet on the ground. The rivers, however, had taken their toll on the race boats as well.
The last river was really rough. Pressure waves and boulders and things. We skipped up and down, and so we're very flat boat, not enough V. Distributed problems, hit a cliff, flattened batteries. But, you know, we're going again now, so we'll finish it, I hope.
First stage, we had an oil filter fall off. We parked the boat up. We got drowned by another boat, but we finished it. Second stage, we broke a rocker stud, so we got a few hours work tonight to fix it.
Ken McDonald may have been ahead by 2 minutes, but he had huge problems.
We started delving into what we thought was a minor technicality. We found 2 eels in the bottom of our jet unit, and we thought that must be it. We went a little bit further, and now we've got to this stage. So it wasn't the eels. We've got a cracked block, and we're just re-sleeving it now.
The job proved too great for the McDonald team when the boat didn't appear on Sunday. The fourth river was the Taramakawa on the west coast. Brian Scott led over the challenging waters, but second place holder Tony Byers was quicker, but not fast enough to pull the South Canterbury man back. The rest of the field, although outclassed by the guns, fought on valiantly. The fifth river in 3 days was the Waimakariri. The top boats made easy work of the more familiar waters. Overall results gave first place to Brian Scott, second to Tony Byers, and Rob Pooley came in third. But the feast of jet boating wasn't over yet. Going away now from the marathon boats, which are built for long endurance runs, sort of like the sports cars that you'd find at Le Mans, we now come to the smaller sprint boats. These will be lacking in top speed, but their acceleration is phenomenal. These boats are built for handling and for sheer acceleration. That immense power can, however, cause problems when the pressure comes on. The two-boat final ended up as a showdown between two Christchurch drivers. Derek Crack, who reached the final, is a bit of an outsider, but with the skill he showed around this tight 15-corner course, his position was well deserved. The quickest boat was that of Rodney Pohio, who was certainly no stranger to winning jet sprints. Rodney was no doubt relieved to know Greg Tullett and Mobile One were out. After all, they are the national champions. But he still put on an excellent display of how to handle a lot of tight turns in very short succession.